Okay. Yike. Okay. Bye.
It says we're live. Should we stop?
All right, we are back, and I would like to apologize for the stoppage, but we are back live here after the momentary stoppage. We did just lose Wi-Fi, unfortunately, but appreciate back. Vintage, you haven't missed much after the Trojan touchdown. Vintage driving down the field. Nice play there by some of the Trojan backups to make it
Oh,
but unfortunately
someone.
we have an injury.
Who is that?
Hard to see the number from here, but does not look like a good injury.
A player on the a player from Vintage was checking on him.
Yeah,
we appreciate good sportsmanship.
Holding the knee. It is the sophomore standout secondary player Jack Hartman, and also the backup quarterback. He is the future. Is a quarterback here, and he is lying on the ground, not moving much. So
that's not a good sign.
7:18 remaining in the fourth quarter. Wi-Fi down, we're back up. If you missed any of this live stream, it's all right here on our YouTube channel. And all the other football games are here as well. They're only up Thursday through Sunday. We don't want other teams taking in and stealing the scouting. But we got highlights as well. Those remain up. We've got some Youth Sports Network highlights. You can check those out. Those are terrific. Highly advise that. So those are always remaining on the channel, but the full games are up Thursday through Sunday. We've been at every game except for the Santa Rosa game will remain throughout the season.
Yes.
And believe it or not, we're almost in October, and
this couple months have flown by.
Winter sports start in October.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Everything happens so fast.
Yeah, they've moved it up. Hartman is, I believe it's Hartman, is lying down on the ground. He hasn't moved his head, but they might need some extra help here. And it was the way he went down, the way he was holding his knee, and the Vintage having to check on him that you instantly had a lot of concern.
He is up.
Pull him up, so he is going to be able to walk on the field. It is Jack Hartman, but he is not going to be able to even put any weight at all. Well, very little weight on that left leg, it looks like. He might have strained something. Dante Ratto already out for the Trojans with a broken arm. They have a lot of injuries, and they're going to spend this next bye week really just healing up, I think.
Yes.
7:18 remaining in the fourth quarter, and I don't think our audience heard it because we did lose Wi-Fi, but I was asking you, Simone, kind of as you're a senior and you look back on your high school career, what you remember and take away in the moments that, last a lifetime.
Honestly, I've lived in Petaluma my whole life, and as excited I am to start my journey somewhere else for college, I've always appreciated the community Petaluma has.
Absolutely.
And the friends I've created here. Everyone cares so much about each other. It was really a good experience. I was happy going to high school at Petaluma High School.
There's a new quarterback in there. He's been in there 2 possessions. No, I'm sorry. There has been a new quarterback for Vintage, but that was the Wildcat Dzitkovic who scored that touchdown a little bit earlier. There's also a penalty flag. Running clock's going to keep things moving here. So we wind down the night. We're going to try to get you those VVAL scores again that were quite interesting. Trojans will look forward on their VVAL schedule. 2 weeks taking on Napa. It's still all Cardinal Newman into the fourth quarter. Less than 8 minutes to go from Santa Rosa. Newman 42 and Rancho 8. So holding, they back up 10 yards. After that Sonoma Valley game, back-to-back home games to finish the regular season. Trojans face Napa, and then, of course, the Egg Bowl. Everyone always looking forward towards that. Now we have a false start. Vintage is headed in the wrong direction. So second and now forever. It's about 30 for the Crushers. It's Troy Gisletta. He's the quarterback now in there, the senior. For Dylan Leach's Crushers, who've played a exceptional game here tonight. They have done pretty much everything that you prepare for or ask for. They look ready for this football game. Give up the middle and a couple yards there for Noah Galbrason, 5'7", 165-pound junior. Continue to have themes for Casa coming in. Also, volleyball has had a rough stretch, but we have a couple live streams coming up for them. I think that's our next live stream on the 11th, I want to say, for the volleyball team, and that's going to be against Casa Grande. It's always fun when Casa and Petaluma playing in the VVAL. You get to play a little with each other.
The students really get into it, and it's always a good time.
Yeah, so we'll be live for that. And then on the 18th, a week after that, senior night for the volleyball team. We'll have those games as well. Then the 2 football games, an NCS home game, we'd be live, and then on to winter sports.
Yeah.
It'll be sad and reminiscent when it's all over. Here is a hold. A first down. What a run. 30 yards for Zivkovic, who might be getting a spot on the starting role in the future the way he's played tonight, breaking a couple tackles. Trojans have been falling right and left tonight. Alioto in on the tackle. Some backups getting some action now for Petaluma. It's a cool night tonight here. It's about 50 degrees. And it's going to continue to get chilly as we head into the month of October. American Canyon is totally pulled away from Napa, 35-7. Next week at Memorial Stadium, it's a gorgeous stadium that Vintage and Napa play in. That is going to decide likely who wins VVAL. Both teams are coming undefeated. Zivkovic continuing to run over Trojans, tacks in another first down and moves towards the 30. Got the kettle corn stand out there tonight, and talked about it a lot the first 2 games, now the 3rd game at Ellison Field. Only the 3rd game here at this newly remodeled field.
It is gorgeous, I must say.
I love the band's been able to use those steps, I think.
I know, it's nice that they get to have their own spot now.
Yeah, it really is. Otherwise, they were just kind of in the stands with everyone.
Yeah, and because the parents were there, and there was also the band, and now they have their spot.
They really do have their own section.
They deserve it, too. They are amazing.
100%. They have their marching competition next month. Santa Cruz, terrific job practicing all month. Dane Contreras wrestled down. Logan Wagers in on the tackle. Backup O-lineman and defensive lineman. Strongest kid in the program, Coach Chris said. There's some good youth on this Petaluma team. 24 seniors, 13 juniors, 2 sophomores. But only 11 seniors returned. It is a young team, and they've showed a little bit of that inexperience early in this game coming up against a very experienced Vintage team, and they'll get to play them again next year with some players, with some talent. Obviously, Freitas will be gone. They're just running down the clock here, which is finally some good sportsmanship. We did not see that for a large amount in this game. Vintage ran up the score a little bit at times. That was a flea flicker, I think. I think Petaluma has recovered the football. They have. I don't know what they were trying to do. The ball pops out, and the Trojans recover the football.
Yay!
So, Petaluma likely not to relinquish any more points tonight. Jack Santos, the sophomore, forces the fumble. Coaches.
There's another shirt.
Coaches, that gun goes way up in the air.
I know.
Coaches has stepped in and played well in the defensive line, 7 tackles, and Jack Santos, only a sophomore, contributing, so some good contributions for Coach Crest. We wind down the 4th quarter. Well, you've heard from Simone the JSA opportunities if you missed it. Just saying, Fall State Packets next week.
Fall State.
You don't want to miss that, but there's so many ways to get involved at Petaluma High School.
Yes, it really enhances your experience the more you're involved. Absolutely. I have to say.
Simone, also last year you called on one of the more memorable basketball games, I would say.
Oh,
if you remember
I do remember.
Dominic Butts out, the speedy running back, was on the cross-country team last year, goes for 6 yards on the jet sweep.
Yeah, sadly, that stream will not be remembered because we were forced to.
Oh, it's still up there.
It still is. I thought we had to delete it.
It was briefly taken down, but it
Okay.
does remain up there. Varsity basketball team's game against Sonoma Valley has a lot of views on it, too.
Yes.
If you're not sure what we're referring to, you can go on and
I
watch it. I think it's about an hour 40 in.
Yeah. I had multiple people come up to me and say my commenting was very funny.
It really was. It was your positivity to stay in there. You stay positive through a game like this. We saw the end of the first half. Freitas got flattened. Cole Powers just got flattened. That's going to be the last play of this football game. That's the story of this game. Trojans do get a touchdown late here. It was vintage from the first snap. Crushers were the better football team. The Trojans had no answer. They did not look ready tonight. Their lines were mangled. Freitas was non-existent. Schumacher didn't even need to be used a lot because Vintage had so many options everywhere. Final score here tonight from Steve Ellison Field. It's the Vintage Crushers 50, the Petaluma Trojans 7. Trojans fall to 1-2 in VVAL. They fall to 4-3 on their season. Vintage get their 4th straight win to go to 4-2. They go to 2-0 in VVAL. That's going to do it here from Steve Ellison Field. Want to appreciate Simone for joining me. Just keep it on for a minute. Want to appreciate Simone for joining me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Griffith.
Choking a little bit. It was so much fun, right?
Oh my gosh, I just can't help Thank you, Griffith. That was a great time.
Trojans fight valiantly. They fall. They play in 2 weeks against Sonoma Valley. Don't forget to tune into our next live stream. It's volleyball on October 11th. The volleyball team takes on Casa Grande. Next football live stream in 3 weeks. Trojans take on Napa. We'll be back from Brazil's patio as the football team looks to turn it around. But again, they fall 50-7 here tonight. For everyone at Trojan Live, Bo Miller on camera, Simone Chanfali on camera and anchoring, Jamie Cantieri directing and producing, and Christian Obramo also doing some color commentating. I'm Griffin Epstein, wishing you a very good night from Steve Ellison Field. Final score once again, 50-7. Good night.